Hello everyone, how have you been? I hope you have been great. I am Vicheka, a teacher of English at Prelim New Generation School. This video is about the English class in level 2B, New Headway Elementary for Citizens. And we are going to study Unit 11, Going Far, which focus on speaking, making suggestions. And here are our lesson objectives. By the end of the lesson, you guys will be able to first, complete conversation or suggestions correctly. Second, make correct sentences for suggestion. Okay. So now let's move on to the next part, which is about the lesson review. So everyone, do you still remember what did we learn in our previous video? Okay, so everyone, we learn about, yes, the weather. Everyone, what should be the question to ask about the weather? If you want to know about the weather, what should be the question? Alright, the question is what the weather's like today, everyone. Or if you ask about the weather for today, but if you ask about the yesterday, you might change the tense and the word today to yesterday, for example. So the question is, what's the weather like today, everyone? And here are some vocabularies that we learned about the weather. We have sunny, rainy, windy, snowy, cloudy, foggy, and stormy. Okay, so everyone, what's the weather like today? Yes, it's warm and partly sunny. Okay, so now let's move on to the next, which is your homework. So in your homework, you have to tell about the weather for a week. Okay, and here's the samples that I take from one student. In the homework, for Mondays, it's windy and cloudy, and it's 33 degrees Celsius. And for Tuesdays, it's cloudy and rainy, and it's 32 degrees. For Wednesdays, it's stormy and rainy, and it's 33 degrees. For Thursdays, it's stormy and sunny, and it's 32 degrees. For Fridays, it's stormy and rainy, and it's 31 degrees. And for Saturday, it's rainy and windy, and it's 33 degrees. And Sunday, it is sunny and cloudy, and it's 33 degrees. Okay, I hope you can get all the correct answers like this from, in the homework. Okay, so now let's move on to the discussion that move on to our today lesson together. In this, everyone spend some time thinking of this picture. What is this picture about? You might say they are discussing to, or they might chit-chatting. Okay, so now let's take a look at what they are thinking. The girl is thinking about now it's 6 p.m. So everyone, what do you think the boy is thinking? Case, the boy is thinking that he wants to ask her for a dinner, but he doesn't know about the question to ask her for a dinner. So everyone, can you help him finding the question to ask the girl for a dinner? Okay, so after this, have me thinking of the question. So everyone, please help him thinking of the question to ask the girl for dinner. So I hope that after we finish our today lesson, you can have finding the question for him. Okay, so let's move on to our today lesson together. We are going to study about making suggestions. And in making suggestions, what I want you to do here is to list some activities that you might do in a good weather and in a bad weather. So please list some activities that you might do in the good weather or in the bad weather. And here's the example: play tennis. Yes, if it's in the good weather, you might play tennis, and if it's bad weather, you might watch a DVD at home, for example. So please list down some activities that you might do in the good weather and in the bad weather. Okay. So you might spend 30 seconds to do this. Okay, so right. So I hope you can complete all of this. In the good weather, you might play tennis, go cycling, go for walks, or go shopping. It is depend on you. And in the bad weather, you might watch a DVD homes, or you might play a video games. You might spend time reading the book or reading a novel. Okay, so now let's move on to the next that you have to listen and complete the conversations. And in here we have A and B. And in this conversation, A says, "What a lovely day." B, "Yes, it really what?" Please listen and complete in this space. It really and what? What shall we do? Let what? Okay, so please listen to these conversations and find the words to complete in this.
Tape script 11.12. Making suggestions. 1. What a lovely day.
Yeah, it's really warm and sunny. What shall we do?
Let's go for a walk.
Okay, so everyone, after listening, I hope you can get all the correct answers. So you have 30 seconds to complete the words in this conversation. Okay. So A mentioned about what a lovely days, and B say yes, it's really what? What exactly the lovely days to them, and what will they do if it's a lovely day? Okay, so 30 seconds gone. So everyone, now let's have the answer together. What's a lovely day? Yes, it really. Okay, it's really warm and sunny. Okay, what shall we do? Okay, so let's go for a walk. Okay, so after this, you have another conversation. Is A say, "What an awful day, it raining again." B, "I know, it's so what and what. What shall we do? Let what and what." So at the first conversation, it is the lovely days for them. And in this conversation, it is an awful day. So please pay attention to what is the weather like in their awful day. Okay, please listen to the
Tape
conversation.
script.
It's raining again. It's raining again.
2.
What an awful day. It's raining again.
I know. It's so cold and wet. What should we do?
Let's stay in and watch a DVD.
Okay, so everyone, 30 seconds for you again. What an awful day. What verse should be complete in this conversation by listening to the recordings? All right, so let's check the answer together. I know it's so, yes, it's so cold and wet. What shall we do? Because it's raining, so it's so cold and wet. What should we do? Yes, let's stay in and watch the DVD. Okay. after this listenings. Okay, so and here as the sentences that we might add to continue the conversation. For the first conversation, we have let's go forward. We have only 3 sentences, but it in here we also can add more sentences to in the conversation to make it more meaningful. In conversation 2 as well, that we add 3 sentences to make it even more meaningful. Okay. So now please pay attention and listen to this conversation together.
Tape script 11.13. 1.
What a lovely day.
Yeah, it's really warm and sunny. What shall we do?
Let's go for a walk.
Oh, no. It's too hot to walk.
Okay. Let's go to the beach.
Good idea. Why don't we take a picnic?
2.
What an awful day. It's raining again.
I know. It's so cold and wet. What should we do?
Let's stay in and watch a DVD.
Oh no, that's boring. We did that last night.
Okay then. Shall we go out for a coffee?
Great. I'll get my coat and an umbrella.
Okay, everyone, after listening to these 2 conversations, I hope you can get some phrase that can be a phrase for making suggestion. Okay, so please scan through it again. Where's the phrase that can make suggestion? Okay, we have let's go for a walk. What shall we do? Let's go for a walk. It's too hot to walk, so let's go to the beach. Why don't we take a picnic? Or let's stay and watch DVD. Shall we go out? Okay, so can you find some phrase or some sentences for making suggestions? Okay, I hope you can find it. Okay, so now let's move on to the making suggestion. The first one that you might find is the word let's. So when do we use the word let's? Let's go home, let's go for walks, let's do homeworks, let's read the book. It's what you usually tell your friends or asking your friend, let's go home. So the word let, and we have the word shall what? When do we use the word shall? And the last words, how about or what about? Okay, so today we are going to learn these 4 words about making suggestion. We have the word let, shall, how about, and what about. Okay, so when do we use the word let, everyone? Yes, we use it when making suggestions for everyone. For example, we are in the whole class of 20 students, and then you ask your friend, let's go home, meaning that you ask everyone in the class to go home. So making suggestion for everyone. Okay, how about the word shall? Yeah, shall is used in making suggestion as well, but in a formal way. Okay, so making a suggestion in a formal way. Okay, so you asking in a formal way. How about the word how about and what about? Yeah, so a word how about and what about, when you are asking someone if they agree with what you are suggesting. For example, you want to drink a coffee. You might say, how about drinking a coffee? Meaning that you ask someone for agreement to drink coffee with you, right? So we use how about or what about. Okay, so now let's move on to the structure. The word let's meanings that let us what? Let us do this, do that. So here the examples. Let's go shopping. Let's go shopping. So let us go shopping or let's go shopping. Okay. And next word, the word shawl. Shawl is used with I or V. You cannot say shall you go home, no. But remember that the word shall is used with I or V. So shall we stay home and watch TV? Okay. So shall we stay home and watch TV? It's in a formal way. I was making suggestion. And the word how about and what about is used in making suggestion to ask someone for agreements. But remember that the word how about and what about have to comes along with gerunds verb ing. So how about or what about plus gerunds. Okay, so the examples can be how about or what about going to the market. Here's the gerunds. Going is the gerunds go plus ing, so it is called gerund. So how about or what about going to the market? Okay, so another way you have to notice that the word how about can also be used by plus subjects and simple verb forms. So the word how about can be come before gerunds or can be comes before present simple form. Okay, so the example is how about we read the book. Okay, so remember that word how about and what about come before gerunds, and you have to remember another structure is that the word how about plus subject and plus simple verb form. Alright. Okay, after this, we move on to the practice. And in this practice, what you have to do is to complete sentences using let's, shall, how about, and what about. Okay, and we have 5 sentences. First one, what can we do this evening? And we watch the K-drama. Okay. Number 2, it's warm and sunny. So here, what should be the words? Here, we go to the beach. And number 3, what word should be complete here? Meeting at gym at 5 p.m. Number 4, fishing at riverside. And number 5, the old woman cannot carry the bags. And then help her. What word should be complete in this space? Okay. So everyone, you have 40 seconds to do this exercise. We have the word let's, shall, how about, and what about. So let thinkings are the word that is suitable in these sentences. Okay, 50 seconds. 50 seconds almost gone. Okay, so now everyone, please check the answer together. Okay, so everyone, the first sentence, what can we do this evening? And we watch the K-drama. So the answer is yes. What about we watch the K-drama? So in here, as we have seen in the previous slide in the structure, what about plus present simple tense? So we have the word how about plus subject plus verb simple tense. And then here we have the word we want the K-drama, which is the simple present. Okay, so we put the word what about. Okay, number 2, it's warm and sunny, and it is the question mark at the end. We go to the beach. So the word that should be complete it here is, yeah, sure. So remember, if you use the word "shall," meaning that it is in a formal way to ask someone to do something together. Okay. And number 3, meeting at the gym at 5 p.m. And taste the question mark at the end of the sentence as well. So yes, how about or what about? What about meeting at gym at 5 p.m.? And number 4, fishing at riverside. So yes, what about fishing at riverside? Or you can also say, how about fishing at riverside? Yes, and the last one, the old woman cannot carry the bag. Help her. So, yes, let's help her. Okay. So after this practice, after um, the lessons, I hope that you can help this boy finding the question to suggest the girl for a dinner. So everyone, what should be the question for him to ask the girl for dinner? Alright, so he might say, let's have dinner, or shall we have dinner? Or yes, how about having dinners? Or what about having dinner? Okay, so these are questions that he might use to suggest the girls for a dinner. Okay, and now it's come to the next slide, which is your homework. So in the homework, what you have to do is to create a short conversations or suggestions. So please create a short conversation of up to 6 sentences that about making suggestion. Okay? And thank you everyone for watching these videos, and good luck and goodbye.